What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing today? So we are going to talk about Kaz today, the Water Samurai. Alright, let's talk about his skills first. Increases his accuracy by 25% when he gets awakened. He has this. We don't even really care about this skill. We do and we don't. We'll talk about it. He has this skill. This is the skill that you guys gotta really look for. Quickly draws the sword to attack an enemy 2 times, with each attack having a 50% chance to decrease the target's attack bar by 50%. The damage is increases according to your attack speed. And then from there on, whatever. 50% chance for the sword of the Supreme Skywolf. Then shoots a sharp energy from the sword, which has a 50% chance of landing as a critical hit. This skill 20% chance of activating the sword of the Supreme Skywolf. And then we have this skill over here. Quickly draws the sword to attack the enemy, decreasing the target's defense for 2 turns with a 50% chance. Fine. And then a 10% chance of increasing the sword of the Supreme Skywolf. Alright. So, what are we looking for on him? Alright. We're looking at this skill right here. I've seen a video where he hits for like anywhere from 64 to 66,000 damage. All right, not each. It's like 32 and 33,000, something like that, for the first and second hit. So that skill is pretty OP. Now let me tell you something though. The person that I saw the video on, they had really good runes. All right. Then this skill right here, it actually hits pretty hard. I don't remember how hard it actually hits, but it does hit pretty hard. And then this is just more of a utility skill. It still hits pretty hard too. So this is not really an early game monster. If you do get him, I'm going to give a rune build for him. And that would be Fatal Focus, Attack, Attack, Attack. Now, why didn't I say speed in slot 2? Honestly, guys, on attackers, for them to be really fast, you have to make sure your support monsters are really fast as well. All right. When you use him, you don't want him to have any wasted moves. All right. So it depends on the team that you want to use him with. Now, there are 2 ways to use him, but in early game, but we're talking about early game right now. Just do attack, attack, attack. So no speed in slot 2 and no crit damage in slot 4. Why no crit damage in slot 4? Because you don't have the right runes to get the crit rate that you need and to get all of the right substats. You're not getting these substats at an early game with 2, 3, and 4-star runes. You don't start getting these substats until you start getting 5-star runes. So let's go to mid game now, mid to late game. So we're talking about you've got 4 and 5-star and 6-star runes. The 4-star are purple and blue and legendary. The orange ones, they start out like that. So you can still go Fatal Focus. I would still do attack in slot 2, depending on how you want to use him. Now, as I said, there's 2 ways to use him, and everybody knows the speed team that I use with Tyron, Bernard, Lucian, and Seek. All right. Now you can do him as well and take Tyron, Bernard, him, and Seek. All right. The thing about that speed team, it's a little off, and you don't have a weakened defense other than Bernard. So I really don't suggest it too much. Right? You want your weakened defense to go before him. You don't want to depend on him to weaken defense on the first turn. You want to depend on a weakened defense to land first, and for him to use this 3rd skill, and you pretty much wipe out an enemy off the bat. So if you have a fast enough monster with weakened defense, an alternative monster that's a little faster than him, so that monster goes second. But you also have to remember, especially in mid to late game, there's a lot of Chloes running around. And with Chloes running around, they're always pretty fast. And people bank on Chloe to use her Fanatic the first turn and shield the team. And this can screw you up. So the way I want to build him, and the way I'm going to build him, by the way, and the way I would build him is still attack, crit damage, attack. All right. I'm gonna give like 4 different builds, so you could still go Fatal Blade, attack, crit damage, attack. All right. If you do speed in slot 2, you have to make sure you're going first. You have to make sure like your Bernard is going first and he's buffing him to go. Because I don't think you're going to be able to build him 250 speed. And even if you do, it's kind of a waste. Alright? Because somehow you're going to end up getting screwed either way. Because you need another monster to go before him. So we're also talking about team synergy here, guys. Alright? So I would still, the way I'm going to build him is Swift Blade, attack, crit damage, attack. Why? Because I'm going to have speed in the Swift set already. And all I got to do is look for crit rate and crit damage substats. Alright, I don't need him to do a 65,000 hit. Alright, that's too much of an overkill. I'd rather him do 35, 40,000, and I could kill something. You know, other than depending on a 50,000 hit or 60,000 hit, and then it's like, you know. So I would rather go the easier route, in my opinion. Get the speed from the set, and do a attack, crit damage, attack, and look for crit rate and crit damage substats. You could still look for speed substats too. It's not like there's anything wrong with that. You can also go Rage Blade. You could do attack, crit damage, attack, and do exactly what I'm saying. Or another build. Now this is a little risky. Depending on RNG, this is just food for thought for everybody. All right. You could do Violent Blade, and because I have my Theomars on Violent Blade, and it works out for me. So why would I say Violent Blade? Let's say he gets this skill. He attacks. Let's say he killed something and he got this skill off, right? I'm going to give the perfect scenario. Let's say you've got your team. It's Chloe, Kaz, or it doesn't matter. Your team just consists of Kaz and Bella, all right? And you're fighting an enemy Chloe. So the Chloe goes. She buffs Fanatic on everybody. Now, I'm just giving a scenario for argument's sake now, guys. And then your Bella goes. Your Bella seizes. And let's say your Bella gets a violent proc, and you weaken defense on Chloe. And you end up using this skill, and you kill Chloe. And then this skill ends up popping up, and you get a violent proc. And then you end up using this skill, and you're doing some damage to the rest of the team, even though they're buffed with Fanatic. I don't suggest doing this, though. I'm just giving this as food for thought. It's not a suggestion. I'm not doing this personally. But I just thought I would throw it out there and let everybody think about it. So, let's take a look at his skills, his cooldown times. Oh, I already have him on. Alright, so you need 5 here, you need 4 here, you need another 4 here, and you need another 3 here. So that's 16 skill ups. Me personally, I'm gonna farm as many as I can. I end up getting bored at doing Hall of Heroes, so I could even get bored at like 5 or 6 and just stop it. I'll try and go for the 16. I don't know if I'm gonna get the 16. So we'll see about it. I actually have to go and farm 2 more water highs just so I can make sure I awaken him. But alright guys, thanks for watching. I don't have anybody on my friends list with this monster to show you guys. I'll leave a link to the video below. You guys could check out that video. He hits really hard on that 3rd skill. So guys, thanks for watching. I'll talk to everybody later.